Imagine waking up on a tiny island with almost nothing, no instructions, no perfect plan, and somewhere in the water, you see a shark fin. Most people would freeze, but your mind does something different. It starts calculating. What do I have? What can I use? Where am I safest? What do I need first? And how do I get out of here? Within seconds, fear turns into strategy. Your life probably doesn't look like a deserted island, but your brain may know exactly what it feels like to have no perfect option. A plan suddenly collapses. Something important goes wrong. Everyone around you starts panicking, and strangely, you become calmer. While they're still trying to understand what happened, you've already imagined 3 different ways forward. Later, someone might say, "You're incredibly good under pressure." But what they don't see is that you didn't consciously decide to become good at this. Somewhere along the way, your mind learned how to function when the ground beneath you wasn't stable. There is research suggesting that people shaped by unpredictable or difficult environments can develop certain stress-adapted abilities. Not because adversity magically makes someone smarter, and certainly not because difficult experiences are somehow good. The cost can be very real, but adaptation can be real too. Researchers studying what are sometimes called hidden talents have explored how certain abilities may become especially useful in unpredictable environments. And that's where the idea behind what we're calling survivor's intelligence begins. It isn't the kind of intelligence a school exam was designed to measure. It may reveal itself somewhere else entirely when plans fail, when resources disappear, when other people freeze, when you have to adapt fast. And there are 7 signs that may reveal this pattern in the way you think. The first one often happens before anyone around you has even said a word. You walk into a room, and somehow, you already know something is wrong. You walk into a room, and nobody has said anything yet, but you feel it. Something changed. A smile looks slightly forced. Someone's voice is quieter than usual. 2 people avoid looking at each other. Within seconds, you've already formed a picture of what may have happened before you arrived. Sign 1. You read the room before anyone explains it. Some people naturally become extremely sensitive to emotional signals. And when you've spent enough time in unpredictable situations, noticing small changes can become incredibly useful. A shift in someone's expression, a different tone of voice, an unusual silence. Things other people overlook. Your attention may pick up almost automatically. It can look like intuition, but often, your brain is simply processing tiny pieces of information very quickly, and that leads directly to the second sign. When a plan suddenly collapses, you don't stay attached to the plan for very long. Imagine you've prepared something for weeks, then 10 minutes before it matters, everything changes. Someone cancels, something breaks. The option you were depending on disappears. Other people are still saying, "This wasn't supposed to happen." But your mind has already moved somewhere else. What's plan B? What can still work? What do we have available right now? Sign 2. You switch faster than other people. This ability to shift attention and strategy can become especially valuable when circumstances are unpredictable. You learn that sometimes the original plan isn't coming back. So instead of spending precious energy wishing reality were different, your mind starts working with the reality that remains. And then comes the third sign, perhaps the strangest one of all. The situation gets worse. Pressure rises. Everyone around you becomes louder, faster, more emotional. But you become quieter. Your movements slow down. Your thinking becomes clearer. Sign 3. You become calm when everyone else begins to panic. And that's where survivor's intelligence reveals one of its greatest paradoxes. The conditions that overwhelm other people may be the exact conditions that suddenly make your mind feel completely awake. Sign 4. You can make very little go surprisingly far. Give some people half the time, half the budget, or half the resources, and they immediately focus on what is missing. Your mind tends to do something else. It starts searching for what is still available. What can be reused? What can be replaced? What can be done differently? You may have learned long ago that waiting for perfect conditions wasn't always an option. So when resources become limited, your creativity often becomes sharper. An almost empty refrigerator becomes a meal. A broken plan becomes a workaround. A problem with no obvious solution becomes, give me a minute. This kind of resourcefulness isn't about making struggle sound beautiful. It's about adaptation. When your environment repeatedly demands flexibility, your brain gets practice finding alternatives. And that connects to something even more unusual. Sign 5. Your memory seems to remember the wrong things until you realize what it's actually remembering. You might forget a name, a birthday, or details from an ordinary day. But years later, you can remember the exact change in someone's voice before something went wrong. The expression on their face, the unusual silence in the room, the tiny detail nobody else noticed. Why? Because memory doesn't treat every experience equally. Information connected to emotion, uncertainty, or possible danger can become especially memorable. Your mind may have learned this could matter later. Save it. And then there's sign 6. You learn incredibly fast when you absolutely have to. Give yourself 6 weeks, and somehow 5 of them disappear. Give yourself 2 days and real consequences, and suddenly you're researching, experimenting, adapting, and absorbing information at a speed that surprises even you. It can look like procrastination from the outside, but sometimes pressure acts like a switch. The stakes become real, and your attention becomes intensely focused. You don't suddenly become more intelligent. You suddenly gain access to a mode of thinking that feels built for urgency. But this is where survivor's intelligence becomes complicated, because a mind that performs beautifully during emergencies can begin to feel strangely uncomfortable when there is no emergency at all. And the 7th sign reveals why. Even when everything is finally going well, some part of you is still quietly searching for the exit. Sign 7. You always know where the exit is. You walk into a restaurant, and somewhere in the back of your mind, you notice the door. You enter a new situation and quietly calculate what you would do if everything suddenly changed. You know who you could call, what you could live without, how quickly you could adapt. You may even imagine the end of good situations, while everyone else is simply enjoying them. Not because you want something to go wrong, but because part of your mind learned that safety meant always having another option. And this reveals the hidden cost of survivor's intelligence. A mind trained for storms can become uncomfortable when the weather's finally calm. When nothing needs fixing, you may feel restless. When everything is going well, you may start wondering what you're missing. When life becomes peaceful, your brain can keep searching for the shark, even when the water's completely still. That's the paradox. The abilities that helped you adapt during difficult moments can become exhausting when every moment is treated like another emergency. The goal isn't to lose those abilities. It's learning when you actually need them. Your awareness can become judgment. Your adaptability can become decisiveness. Your ability to read people can become emotional intelligence. Your resourcefulness can become creativity. The same mind that once searched constantly for danger can learn to search for opportunity instead. So think back to that tiny island, the limited resources, the uncertainty, the shark fin circling in the distance. Survivor's intelligence isn't about spending the rest of your life believing you're still stranded there. It's realizing that if another storm ever comes, you already know how to adapt. You already know how to think. You already know how to move. And perhaps the rarest kind of smart isn't knowing how to avoid every difficult situation. It's knowing you can survive one without needing to live there forever.